This is WeatherScope.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Channel, bright and early on a Saturday morning. This is Lisa Moser. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I did it again. I'm Marshall Cease.
I make up for all those times I've mispronounced your name, Marshall. I don't do it anymore, but anyway, we've got a lot of rain here in Georgia. We have lots of snow to tell you about. It's falling light, but it's warm up towards the nation's capital.
It is. It looks like it's changing over now from rain to snow. Mike Seidel is up there for that event. I think there's going to be maybe 4 to 6 inches of snow before it's all over with.
I hope he's not on the Washington Beltway. I don't want to be on the Beltway in the morning hours, even if there isn't any rain or snow falling in the area, a little hectic travel, but at least it's Saturday, not happening on a weekday.
That's right. We'll probably be going to him about 7 o'clock if you want to tune back in. But if you're up this early, you're probably getting ready to travel someplace. So let's give you an idea of what's going on out there. There's your water vapor imagery. It shows pretty well the couple of storm systems that we've seen. Kind of in a pattern now where they're developing out in the Pacific, and then they slide through California and Nevada, where we see a spin in the atmosphere here, where Blue Canyon was reporting precipitation about an hour ago. That has now ended, though. That's going to drop into the Four Corners, and then it will track across the Southland into Texas, through the southeast, and then exit on the right coast of the United States. Meanwhile, the last system right now exiting Atlanta, and it is going to be heading off the mid-Atlantic coastline over time. Rain coming to an end in Atlanta now, but we got overcast skies all the way back through the Central Plains this morning, and there's been some very heavy rain associated with this system. The low just over Georgia now, and it's pulling up abundant moisture both out of the Gulf of Mexico and now out of the Atlantic. That's wrapping back into some colder air. Now, temperatures in here are anywhere between 28 and 35 degrees. So we've got mostly rain in Tennessee, but at the higher elevations we've got some snow. And the snow line further to the north extends into southern Ohio. Also have some thunderstorms from about Warner Robins, Georgia, down to the panhandle of Florida, on that trailing cold front south of this low. To the north, it's raining south in North Carolina now, and then when you get to Kentucky and Virginia, that's about where the rain-snow line is this morning. First, we'll take you down to Tallahassee and Valdosta, Georgia, where we have a line of thunderstorms and heavy rain that are moving to the east. These are not severe thunderstorms. They're not even strong thunderstorms, but there's a chance that one of these cells could bring some strong winds to 30 and 40 miles an hour for you and drop some heavy amounts of rain. So there you have it. That's moving right along Interstate 10 toward Tallahassee, and it'll be moving toward Jacksonville later in the day. Pensacola, Atlanta to the west, mostly drizzle, low clouds, light rain. There's been about an inch of rain that's fallen from this system around Atlanta, Georgia, and Macon. Heavier rain right now is down near Macon. Heavy band of rain moving through Columbia, South Carolina at this hour. The mountains, some of the ski resort areas of the Carolinas are getting some nice snows at the higher elevations, so good skiing this weekend. That includes snowshoe also. Mike Seidel's sitting up here in Washington, D.C. We're going to be talking with him about 7 o'clock this morning, I believe, and it is now snowing up here. We've had some rain. It turned to rain and sleet, and now some rain and snow, and now mostly snow for Washington, D.C. And it's going to be a pretty quick event, but a good solid amount of snow. Because the temperatures have been relatively warm, the 6 inches of snowfall total that we may get there will probably compact to 3 and 4, and the roads have been pretty warm, so don't expect hazardous travel, especially in the metropolitan area, but we'll let you know as the morning goes on, so stay with us. Meanwhile, out in western Pennsylvania and Ohio and West Virginia, we are getting snow down around Snowshoe, West Virginia. Nice news for that ski resort area also. Snowing at Cincinnati and Columbus down through Lexington, Kentucky. When you get toward Nashville, Tennessee, we're back to rain again, and rain just north of Knoxville, but in Knoxville we've got snow up through the Tri-Cities of Johnson, Kingsport, and Bristol. Some light snow down around southern Wisconsin, around the Chicagoland area, over into lower Michigan, nuisance kinds of snows. Out west, this is the next system, is bringing some rain up around Blue Canyon, some mountain snows. That's going to bring some clouds to Southern California, and then drop into the similar path as this one, and will affect the weather in Texas over the next 36 hours. And to check that out for you, here's Lisa with the forecast.
And good morning again, everybody. Thank you, Marshall. We have that system tracking a little further to the east later today, and that means some of those rain showers that are heavy towards central North Carolina and central South Carolina will be letting off and moving a little closer to the east coast. So around Cape Hatteras this afternoon, look out for some heavy rain showers also towards Charleston. And we'll see even possibly a thunderstorm. It should be isolated, associated with the frontal boundary of this system that will be pushing through North Florida later on today. High pressure beginning to set in towards the central parts of the U.S., and that means a lot of sunshine and kind of mild temperatures. Well, they'll be cooling down a little bit from what they've had this past week, but still fairly moderate and normal around this time of the year. We'll watch that system that will be crossing over the California highlands later today. It'll be bringing some rain showers to the low-lying areas, but towards Arizona and the high country, you'll be looking out for some light snow, possibly some accumulation. We'll be telling you more about that. On Sunday morning, we'll see that high pressure bring some sunnier skies towards St. Louis, Missouri. Last night, a little wet going towards the roadways in Missouri, but that'll be clearing up by tomorrow morning. We'll see some colder air begin to set in also. We'll look at this low pressure center out towards New Mexico, and as we get a little bit into the day, we'll see some accumulation very nicely towards Colorado, the southwest corner, and also towards New Mexico. It looks like several inches of snow likely to accumulate in the high country. We're looking at the precipitation through tonight, and of course the heaviest amounts are going to be moving towards the Carolina northwest corner and even into the north corner of Virginia along the coastline. So we'll be watching that area. It should be a little bit hazardous at times because of the low-lying areas prone to flooding in that vicinity. Also, we're going to be looking at the snow accumulation through tonight and the highest amounts near Charleston, West Virginia, getting up towards that panhandle of West Virginia and the north corner of Virginia, looking at as much as 3 to 6 inches to accumulate. So later today, you're going to continue to see some light snow likely to accumulate. But keep in mind, look at the temperatures. They're quite warm, so we've got a lot of melting going on. So it's very wet snow, so do be prepared for that for today. You can see that colder air beginning to move in towards St. Louis, Missouri. That's associated with that high pressure moving in behind this system. So the lows tomorrow morning in the 20s towards St. Louis, Missouri. We'll see the teens towards the midsection of the country, but look where it's the coldest at, towards New England, where temperatures will be below zero tomorrow morning. Also in the high is the next system that will be bringing a little bit more precipitation towards the Big Bend area. We'll be telling you about that on that local forecast. Marshall and I will be back.
Now there's
this morning. It's a mid-Atlantic system. It is associated with rain to the south, a little further on its north corner end. We are looking at snow. Several inches are likely to accumulate, but again, temperatures are fairly warm. The ground is warm, where temperatures were in the 40s yesterday in Washington, D.C. So on the north side of this system, we'll look at this snow, but some of it will be doing some melting. But as Marshall mentioned, in the Appalachian highlands of West Virginia and North Carolina, we could possibly see the accumulation last a little bit longer through today and tomorrow. High pressure will begin to set in behind this area, and we're seeing a little bit of disturbance associated with our upper air pattern. So we're looking at light snow currently falling towards Michigan, Wisconsin, and even parts of Iowa. Towards the west, we have a system, a low. It will begin to build and sink in a little further as it becomes more developed. It'll be tracking towards the southwest, and that means it'll be bringing some snow towards the highlands of Arizona and New Mexico, possibly even down towards Denver, Colorado. Looking at the satellite picture, you can see the green indicating the precipitation associated with it. We're looking at light snow towards Lake Tahoe, also the light snow towards the Great Lakes here with that upper air disturbance energy. But our big system, the Mid-Atlantic storm system, keep in mind that this north corner of the low is mostly snow, and it is light to moderate, but we're seeing some heavier rain showers and even a few thunderstorms down towards the panhandle of Florida. And we'll watch this low push a little further to the east, and that means those rain showers will be pushing also to the east. First, we're looking at the radar towards the Ohio Valley, where we're getting some light snow towards Saginaw, Michigan. A few reports coming in and around Chicago with Milwaukee. Look out, it's just light at this time. And we're looking also at light snow still falling towards the Ohio Valley, Cincinnati, getting into Columbus. But the heavier snow amounts as we get a little closer to the Appalachians, once we get into Charleston, West Virginia, also Knoxville. Watch out. Now, down towards Knoxville, we could possibly see some sleet, because most of the reports coming in out of Tennessee have been rain. A little bit further, once we get up towards Lexington, Kentucky, that's where the snow line is, and so you'll have to look out for a few inches there likely to accumulate. Right now, we're not getting any reports falling towards Philadelphia, so this is just dissipating before it actually reaches the ground. But a little further to the south and closer to the Atlantic, we are getting reports of rain showers further inland. Much of this we expect to be snow if it's not reaching the ground at this time. Watch out, it possibly could. We are getting snow reports from Pittsburgh, Charleston, Washington, D.C., and you can see the temperatures a little on the warm side for that wet snow. Washington reporting 34 degrees, Philadelphia 35, New York at 33, Albany at 22 degrees currently. And looking a little further to the south, temperatures a little bit milder, but a little also muggy. Towards Atlanta, 51 degrees currently, Birmingham at 47, Dallas reporting 36 degrees. Temperatures have fallen for today. Over Oklahoma City, they're down to 28 degrees, and that's associated with that colder air moving in behind the system. Miami right now, 70 degrees, a little cloudy this morning. Towards the Midwest, we'll see some breaks in the low-lying cloud cover currently over Chicago. 28 degrees right now, Grand Rapids at 26, and St. Louis down to 27. Big difference there. We know that this is probably an area in Kansas City. We're looking towards the west and seeing those temperatures a little milder also. San Francisco 47. Meanwhile, Seattle down to 31 and Spokane at 19 degrees. Temperatures will be fairly normal coming up the next several days, and here to tell us about that normal forecast for this time of the year, my partner, Marshall.
I would expect the roads to be a problem this morning, but later this afternoon along the east coast of Maryland and portions of the panhandle of Maryland and over into West Virginia, secondary arteries especially, will probably get slippery. We do expect about 3 to 6 inches of snow from the panhandle of West Virginia to the Cumberland Plateau of Maryland over into Delaware and the Delmarva Peninsula. And some of these roads later this afternoon might be difficult travel. So get the early morning plans in, get out and get those activities in. As Lisa mentioned, Mike's in Ohio, River Valley, northern Kentucky, over into West Virginia. Pittsburgh's indicating some light snow. So is Findlay, Ohio, and Cleveland, where temperatures are a little cooler in the 27, 28 degree range. A lot of rain out ahead of this system. Most of the rain over with in Atlanta. You can get out on the golf course or the tennis course probably today, but you're going to have to put up with drizzle and saturated soil, that's for sure. Over an inch of rain has fallen in many areas around the Atlantic.
SWAT teams were held at bay in Frankfurt for hours in what appears